Um, so give me your best Rick Byrd story that you can.
Oh, man, the best Rick Byrd story that I can. One that always sticks out to me. This doesn't have anything to do with basketball. This is more of like the
Yeah,
life
yeah.
lessons part. I remember I was a freshman, and we were going, and I want to say we were in like Moorhead, for the game against Moorhead State or something like that. And oh man, I think it was then. But my great grandmother had just she had gotten really sick and she had passed away. And I remember going to Coach Byrd and was like, "Hey, Coach, look, my grandmother's real sick. She's not doing so great." This was before the game, and he was like, "All right, well, just let me know whatever you need from us. We'll help you out." And I remember she had passed a couple days later, and you know, and again, she was like 95. She lived an incredible life, right? So, but I remember going to him when she passed, and it was like the day before the game. It was like, "Hey, would you care if I went home with my parents from Moorhead?" Um, and he was like, "No, like go, go, go for sure." And I remember he called me like the next day and was like, he was telling me to miss the next game on like Saturday. And I remember I was a freshman and we were playing at Tennessee Tech, and I was like, "Coach, no, 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 like I'm coming to the game." The funeral was like on a Monday or something like that. I was with my family for the weekend, but I was like, "Coach, I'm coming to the game, and then I'll just drive back from Tennessee Tech after." And I just remember thinking about that after, like, I graduated for some reason of like, it kind of, you kind of said at the beginning of the podcast of like, yeah, he's really great on the court. We all know that, but you know, when you get off the court, he's probably an even better person. And I've said that a lot in my life, and I truly believe that. But it showed me like he cares more about the people than necessarily the basketball players, right? And that
Yeah.
there's more to life than the basketball game, which is something I think that he did incredibly well. And I think it's probably a big reason why like people want to play for him or wanted to play for him, wanted to compete for him, you know. Um, but again, just like that story always sticks into my mind of like who Coach Byrd is as a person, not necessarily a basketball coach.
Right. Because a lot of coaches have been like, "Hey, man, you can't miss. We got to have you," that kind of thing. But he was more concerned about you as a individual than he was you as a basketball player, which again says tons about him.